Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, the year of the wolf continues, and this time I'm painting my squad of Last Cannon Longfangs. I'm going to be painting these as part of JamJar34's Achievable April Challenge. I'll put a link to JamJar's channel in the description below. Go and check that out. It's also got a community group page, the Achievable April page. So if you fancy joining it in, not necessarily just painting stuff, if you just want to build something, that's fine, but achieve something in April, that's what the challenge is all about. And I'm hoping to get these Longfangs painted. Now, I painted my 2 rune priests in 3 weeks, so we've got about 4 weeks to paint these 5 guys. There's not quite as much detail as those rune priests, so hopefully I'll do it. I'll certainly try my best. And of course, as always with my 13th Company Space Wolves, I'm painting them up to my highest standard that I can. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give you a closer look. I've worked on these since the last time you saw them, when basically they were in bits. So I've repaired them, tweaked them, pinned them, and obviously primed them. As you can see, they're all black. So let's zoom in and have a quick look at the work that I've done. So starting off with the pack leader, just there, not too much with him. I put a little pin in his base, just drilled a hole and basically put a paper clip in, and then obviously once I've primed them, I push that paper clip into this cork. And if you are interested, the cork has a penny on the bottom, and I've got this magnetic strip I got off eBay for about £2, and that's where I obviously placed them. The only other work I did on this guy was drill out the gun barrel of his little bolt pistol there. So that was him. We then move on to this guy here. So this is the one that was in bits, basically. This particular one, when I took it apart, it literally fell to bits. But I pinned his leg back on there. As you can see, that's all done. I've also drilled out a hole there, and his gun, I'm not going to put it on now because I don't want to take any of the primer off, but his gun's basically pinned into position just on there. What else did I do on this guy? That was pretty much it. I decided to leave the backpack off because I thought it'd be easier to paint around this area, especially when the gun's got to go on. So that's all done on that one. And then the other guy with the other Imperial Last Cannon, that's that guy there. His backpack didn't come off, so that I just left that on. And then on this one, I drilled a hole in there to pin it, but I had a slight issue in matching it up. I wasn't able to match it up. Now, which one is it? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, this one. So this one here I wasn't able to match up, and I ended up drilling quite a massive hole. My idea was to put some green stuff in there and then like push it into the pin, but I couldn't even get that to work properly. I just couldn't get it to line up, so I've gone to plan B. What I'm going to do is, when it comes time to like putting this onto the model, is I'm going to put some green stuff in that big hole there. I'm going to have it slightly protruding out, and then use some super glue. I'm going to use the green stuff to push it into position. That will just splay out and just give it some extra support when it's holding it into position rather than actually being pinned. So it's going to work out fine, but yeah, for some reason I just wasn't able to pin that one. But that's obviously going to be right into that position. So that is that one. And we then have the 2 which are holding Chaos Last Cannons. So that's this guy here, and I did manage to put a pin in, so that one is pinned without an issue. I'm going to paint the 2 Chaos guns. One is going to be Emperor's Children, and then the other one's going to be Black Legion. I'm going to paint them slightly different, just so I've got some continuity between the 2 different chapters of Chaos that I use, or legions of Chaos. So that's that guy. And then lastly, where are you? This one at the back here. So this one here, I had to repair his top knot because that had broken off. So I actually pinned that and managed to drill a hole in both the head and the actual top knots. And I've glued it on at a slightly different angle to what the standard head would be. So that's that guy, and again I've got a little pin in there, and I managed to pin the gun on as well. So we're all ready to go. That's just the backpack, and again that's not being pinned, that's just going to be literally just touch a super glue into position and that will be fine. So yeah, I'm all ready to go. Really excited about painting these guys. I really do enjoy painting the Space Wolves. I'm figuring I'm not going to do too much blood effects on these. Probably the pack leader will have some blood, but I'd imagine the heavy weapon guys aren't going to be seeing too much close combat action, so I'm probably going to stay away from blood effects on them. But obviously they'll be heavily weathered and stuff. I have added some chips and bullet holes to the armour now, but I like to do that. I like to do like the extra chips and stuff once I've got some paint on and I can see where the colours are going, and then sort of get an eye for where the weathering should be. And also I can use the weathering to hide any mistakes. If I'm doing like some grey blending that doesn't quite work out how I like it, I can hide that with some weathering, so that's very useful as well. Okay, so that is it for this video. I'm going to get cracking on these guys and I'll be back with another update when I've got some more work done. Thanks for watching.